Safaricom and its mobile-based money transfer service M-Pesa have been named the most loved brands by women in Kenya by Ipsos and BSD Group. The two top brands have recognized the efforts being put in place by Safaricom to meet the needs of women who are majority owners of small and micro enterprises at different spaces. Ipsos country manager Chris Gidaiga said the top 100 most loved brands by women used the best of science, technology and know-how to enable clients to act faster, smarter and bolder with surety in the women's market space. Airtel also emerged as the three top brands most loved by women, closely followed by Equity Group in fourth position. Other brands featured at the top 10 were Petroleum Jelly, Arimis, Coca-Cola and KCB Bank. This is the second edition of the top 100 most loved brands by women in Kenya study, an insight-led tool aimed at providing Kenyan businesses with scientific insights on women's preferences and how they drive purchasing habits of consumer goods and services.
For me, when we're talking about products and looking at women being the largest proportion in terms of the population, we can't ignore them. So that basically means the government needs to put into place initiatives that promote access to services by these women. Secondly, the government also holds a very huge responsibility in terms of the business operating environment. So looking at the tax regimen, looking also at the protection measures that are put in place by government. We are looking at the current COVID phase we are at, or we've just moved out of. And one of the things we noticed that most of the small businesses collapsed, or they reduced in business operations, and that was because of the environment, the financial cost associated with operating businesses. So I think in addition to the government, one of the things that we also need to look out for is how the private sector can also better equip these women to be able to cushion their businesses, so that then the business not only start, but they also thrive.
We had domestic abuse, we had sexual violence being a very big issue in COVID, the COVID period, which we knew because we were all locked up at home. But now, even as much as things have opened up, the economic situation for women has actually improved, those issues still persist. And you see that being expressed even more than last time. So as much as it's a brand study, it's also a very good study just to highlight the context within which women work in. The second thing is also physical insecurity, social inequality. That's being more expressed this time round. So it's almost like we have come back to work or come back to normal life since the last time we did the study. And we're really noticing the inequalities that are there within the female space that may limit us when it comes to thriving. So for me, those were the things that stood out.
They're concerned about health, they're concerned about family, they're concerned about education. So what are we going to do from a brand point of view, and also from government and policy point of view to address those concerns and issues that they have raised?
Can assure you on issues of GBV, fighting FGM, so that the young girl can have the opportunity like any other young girl. That is our core business. On issues of empowering women to be on the decision-making table, I think our President Uhuru Kenyatta is the first person to reach the 1/3 gender role in his cabinet, and he didn't just appoint women for the sake of appointment. We have women ministers of defense, of energy, of water, of foreign affairs, of public service. So it's not a PR exercise. But we do acknowledge 100% that we do need partnerships like that we have with you UN Women,